Welcome back to the Heavy Race, Heavy Car Challenge. In this episode, we will go back to the crash courses, and we will start from London this time. The last level we have done is Midterm 1, so we will restart from the knowledge. This is a blitz race in which you need to know where a lot of interesting monuments or buildings are.
It's time for the London Map Challenge. First and foremost, a London cabbie has to know the city.
After the checkpoint, turn right.
Royal Albert Hall.
Go straight until the road ends, then turn right. You don't need to brake here, you can use the grass to turn.
Buckingham Palace.
Go straight for a while, go through Wellington Arch, collect the checkpoint and go left.
Admiralty Arch.
Here I think you are intended to go through the arch. But there is an alley here to save some time.
Trafalgar Square.
Turn right here,
St. Paul's Cathedral.
go straight for a while, collect the checkpoint and
The
go
Tower
left.
of London.
Go back on the street here, go straight for a while,
Tower Bridge.
turn right, cross the bridge and finish the race.
You're good, you are. You did it.
2 minutes and 5 seconds to win the race. The time limit is quite high, so most of the vehicles have no problems in finishing this race in time. Easy green for all of them. I was able to get the fire truck first try and without removing the trailer. Easy. The double-decker bus took a few attempts to get, but it was still pretty easy, so green also here. And then there is the city bus. In my first attempt I was about 4 seconds off and I used the timer glitch to win the race. But it wasn't a perfect run, I knew I could improve it. First of all, you need a very good first turn. Then you need to go on the sidewalk here instead of the road. Then you go on the other sidewalk so you can cut the corner as much as possible. You can collect this checkpoint here without going back on the street. You need to cut this corner as much as possible. Then you need to keep wide here so you can cut this corner and preserve as much speed as possible. Then you need to go very close to the wall here. And then you need to do a very precise turn here to not lose speed. After some very close calls, I was able to barely finish the level in time. So, another green row and another level completed. Wonderful. Next one. Round you'll go. In this level you're not allowed to touch anything, otherwise you fail. Collect these checkpoints in the roundabout. You cannot choose the order, it's not like a normal blitz race. Go towards the next roundabout and collect also these checkpoints. Collect this checkpoint and go towards the House of Parliament. Turn right here and go towards the bridge. Cross the bridge. Collect the checkpoints in this roundabout. Be careful about traffic. Go on the grass. Turn right at the big tree. Turn right at the crossroad. Turn left here. Be very careful about objects and traffic. Collect the final 2 checkpoints and the race is over. 2 minutes to win the race. Well, it's not true that you cannot touch anything. If you go very slowly and hit lightweight objects, you don't fail the level. You can even finish the level if you want. Still a mystery how I survived here though. Anyway, 2 minutes are quite a lot for this level. In fact, a lot of vehicles can win with ease. You just need to be careful. The real problem in this race is not the time. The real problem are the curbs. The double-decker bus has problems with the curbs only when turning, so it's not hard to avoid them if you plan your turns in a good way. Also, the DB7 Vantage have problems with curbs, but mostly when going very fast, so most of the time it's just enough to slow down to avoid them. Thank you, game. Those examples were annoying, but since we are talking about hitting curbs, there is only one undisputed king, the Beetle RSI. This car really doesn't like to go over curbs. This is annoying because you cannot cut on grass and you must stay on the road all the time. This wouldn't be a big problem if all the checkpoints were on the road, but unfortunately 2 of them requires us to go over the curbs. The only way I found to not fail is to slow down a lot before going over curbs. And even then, it's not guaranteed that you can go over them. In the end, it didn't take long to get a finish, but still way longer than any other vehicle. I'm just as confused as anybody else. The city bus doesn't have problems with curbs, but since it's slow, the given time is actually somewhat tight. You have to stay on the move if you want to win. Traffic really loves to troll in this game. As I said, this run is somewhat tight, but it's still pretty easy to get. Another green row and another level completed. Fantastic. Next one.
Follow that car.
Oh, nice. The classic chasing level. Go slightly on the right at the first crossroad, slightly left here, then left, right twice and then left, cross the park and turn right, turn left into this small alley, turn right, left and right, do a full cycle and a half of the roundabout, or just wait till the mile, turn right, turn left and go towards the finish line. The end triggers after you collect the checkpoint and if you are very close to the cab, so only collecting the checkpoint is not enough. The London cab is not a very fast car, so this level can be easily beaten by most vehicles. I wasn't able to get a victory first try with the fire truck and the double-decker bus, only because I made the same mistake with both vehicles. Other than that, pretty easy victory in both cases. The city bus was, as expected, slightly harder than any other vehicle. At the start I used a different route that is shorter than the other one. I used this ramp instead of the road to go uphill. Then I turned right here, then quickly left and right. And at this roundabout I waited in front of the cab so I could block it. In general, staying in front of the cab can be helpful because you can control that car more easily. Another green row and another level completed. Splendid. Next one. London Midterm 2. This level is divided into 2 sections. A quick point A to point B race and a chasing sequence. The first section is pretty simple. Just go straight for a while, turn right before the bridge, Go straight and collect the checkpoint. After you collect the checkpoint, the chasing section starts. So turn left, turn right twice and then left. Turn left into this small alley. Turn right. Left twice. Right twice. Go straight for a while. Turn right. Turn left and the level is over. You have 35 seconds for the first section and there is no timer for the second one. Pretty easy level and, as usual, most vehicles have no problems. In my first attempt, I didn't remove the trailer of the fire truck and I wasn't able to turn into the small alley, so I lost. In my second run, I removed it after the checkpoint. You can see how much easier it is to turn without the trailer. Second try to get this. Easy. This clip is kinda old, so I have no idea what I was trying to do here. The first section is kinda tight with the city bus. Still easy, but not free. The turn into the small alley could also be a problem if not done right. For the last stretch, I used the same strategy used in the previous level, which is staying in front of the cab. It took a few minutes to get this, so pretty easy level. Another green row and another level off the list. Amazing! Let's go back to San Francisco for the rest of the episode. Last crash course we have done was Midterm 1, so we will restart from breakdancing. For this level we need to do a lot of 180 turns. Collect the first checkpoint and turn back. Collect the next checkpoint and go back again. Repeat this process 6 times in total and then collect the last checkpoint to finish the race. One minute and 4 seconds to win. Most vehicles can finish the level without problems, so easy green for them. You need to remove the trailer of the fire truck because it makes turning really awful. And you need to remove it in a place where it doesn't bother you. I tried a few different spots, but I think the best one is using the wall on the right. To be more specific, I use this spot here where the texture changes. Now you have to make sure you don't miss the checkpoint when turning. Trust me, the first turn is really easy to undershoot. After an insanely close call, I was able to finish the level in time, so we have another green for the table. The double-decker bus is a bit slower than the fire truck, but you can do really clean 180 turns with this vehicle. These 180 turns are not easy to do. You need to be on second gear, you need to start steering, and then you need to start tapping handbrake. It's really easy to turn too much, or to barely turn. Another really annoying thing is the pole that can detach from the bus. When the pole detaches, it immediately starts colliding with the vehicle, so it's very likely that the bus will be pushed randomly upwards, or in any other direction, creating a very awkward crash. It's very annoying when this happens at the checkpoint on the east, because this will almost surely make you break the street light, and the remaining parts can be a problem for the rest of the race. On the other checkpoint, you need to be careful and stay away from the wall after you turn, otherwise you may lose a lot of speed. After a close call, I was able to finish the level in time, so we can add another green to the table. It's relatively easy to do 180 turns with the city bus, but this vehicle is too slow for this level. You would need to gain roughly 9 seconds to finish in time, and I don't see how that would be possible. So, to beat this level, you have to use the timer glitch. So we have to put yellow in the table. The Freightliner is faster than the double-decker bus, so in theory, getting a green here should be pretty easy, but there's a problem. This vehicle turns very poorly, so it's impossible to do fast 180 turns. You always have to crash into the wall and wait for the vehicle to rotate it on itself. With this strategy, you lose a lot of time, so I don't think it's possible to beat the level in this way. I tried braking and reversing, but it's way slower. I tried making wide turns, but it's still slower than crashing into the wall. So I had to accept defeat for this level, and you have to use the timer glitch to win the level. If someone finds a faster way to turn, this level could become possible, but for now let's put yellow here. Another level completed. Great! Next one. The heat is on. In this level you need to collect all the checkpoints and, for the last one, you need to make sure there are no cops chasing you. It's a pretty long race. Go straight at the start, collect the checkpoint and turn right, turn left, turn right, left twice, then right, then left twice, then slightly right, go straight for a bit, then turn right here, go straight for a bit, turn left here, go straight for a bit, slightly right and collect the checkpoint, go a bit on the grass to confuse cop cars AI, collect the last 2 checkpoints and finish the level. 3 minutes to beat the level, which is a huge amount of time. If you don't go over the grass, the cops will most likely continue chasing you. Although, you can still win if you don't go over the grass, and if you are fast enough. If you arrive at the end and the cops are still following you, you can go below the bridge and the cops will most likely stop chasing you. You can even go behind Fort Point to lose the cops more easily. I was able to get most vehicles first try, some of them by going straight towards the checkpoint, some of them by using the alternative routes. 3 minutes are quite a lot. The game trolled me a few times, of course. A cop car destroyed itself and stopped near the final checkpoint. The game doesn't check if a cop car is destroyed or not, so I got a fail exit when collecting the final checkpoint. Very funny. Then, still with a Beetle, a cop car saw me again right before collecting the final checkpoint. Very funny. At least the game decided not to troll me again in my third attempt. I also got trolled when using the DB7 Vantage. I still have no idea why I lost here, because no cops saw me before the final checkpoint, and the destroyed cop car should be pretty far away. Very funny. Luckily, the second time the game didn't troll me too much. cops can really be a problem when using the double-decker bus. And sometimes also traffic can be a problem. Despite this, 3 minutes are still quite a lot of time for this level, so it didn't take much to get a victory. Same things to say for the city bus. Cops and traffic can be a problem, with the addition of being even slower. But, just like with the double-decker bus, it didn't take long to have a victory. Again, 3 minutes are quite a lot. So, another green row and another level off the list. Superb. Next one, Bonnie and Collide. In this level we need to destroy a F-350 to win, and we have 2 minutes to do so. The F-350 goes on a journey in this level. To complete all the path, the F-350 takes way more than 2 minutes, so you can see the full path only if you use the timer glitch. For us, the important thing is that this vehicle goes into this tunnel. I think most people would start smashing the fastback into the F-350 to destroy it, but this is not the best strategy. Not only this is slow, this also requires a somewhat tough vehicle to do. It would be hard to do this strategy with a Mini Cooper, for example. A more consistent and faster strategy is to exploit the F-350 AI. If you drive towards the F-350 while standing a bit ahead, the F-350 will steer away from you, but if there is a wall, the AI will crash into it. Crashing into walls does a lot more damage, so that's why this strategy is so much better. This is also used in full game speedruns because it's fast and pretty consistent. The fastest strategy is just mashing on the side of the F-350 and push it into the wall. This is the current IL record, which is done on professional and not on amateur because the F-350 is faster here. This strategy is pretty overkill. The AI manipulation one is well enough for this challenge. In this level there is also a checkpoint. Collecting it doesn't do anything. You can take down the F-350 and the level finishes normally. And it's not even in the spot where the F-350 stops at the end. So I have no idea why it's there, honestly. Anyway, the AI manipulation strategy is so effective that it makes this level very easy to beat with basically every vehicle. In fact, even the two minis can take down the F-350 with this strategy. Then we have the big four. Well, in this level having a big vehicle is definitely not a problem, it is actually a good thing. With these vehicles we can ignore the AI manipulation strategy and just start smashing into the F-350. Even if the F-350 escape, you can chase it down or reset the level, still pretty easy to win. So, another green row and another level off the list. Magnificent. Last level in this episode. San Francisco Midterm 2. Just like in London, this level is divided in two sections. In the first one, you have to destroy an F-350. In the second one, you have 1 minute to go from the Golden Gate Park to the ferry building. So from the west side of the city to the east one. Be careful, no cop is chasing you when you collect the final checkpoint. The F-350 path is definitely shorter in this level, and, for the most part, the car will stay away from walls, so we have to know where we can smash our vehicle. This corner here can be used to push the car into a wall. Here the F-350 goes near a wall. you can also use this wall here. Here it goes near another wall. There are other spots that you can use to push the car into a wall, but I'm not gonna enlist all of them. And then the F350 stops here. The AI manipulation strategy doesn't work when the F350 is on the grass, it only works on the road for some reason. Even if it worked, this strategy still requires a wall nearby to deal damage to the F350, so it would be useless anyway. The F350 sometimes is on the road, and you can use the AI manipulation strategy in those occasions. But, considering how open this part of the map is, the best strategy is to just gather a lot of speed and smash into the car to push it into a wall. The level is near the ocean, and you may think that pushing the car into it could be a good idea, but it's not. Not only it's very easy to drown yourself, but even if only the F350 drowns, the game won't progress further. The game doesn't consider the car destroyed in this case, so you will eventually fail the level. Although, you can still use the map border to deal damage. Then, after you destroy the F350, you can choose different paths to go to the ferry building depending on where you destroy it. Remember that the 1 minute timer starts when you destroy the F350, so destroying the car closer to the destination could be helpful. If cops are following you, you can enter the Embarcadero Center to confuse the AI and evade the cops. This trick may not work if the cops are very close to you though, so be careful. There is only one last thing to talk about. The F350 hits a few objects along its path, so if the vehicle is on very low health, it can destroy itself. This is exactly what happened when I was using the Mustang GT. You don't really need this strategy for this vehicle, I've done this just as a demonstration. Alright, no more things to say, time to talk about other cars. For the Beetle, the Eldorado, the Roadster, the Beetle Duo, the LTV, the Audi TT and the DB7, I haven't used any particular strategy, so pretty easy win. With the Beetle RSI, I played terribly, but it was still an easy win. Yeah, I totally evaded the cops here. Anyway, green it is. The game trolled me really hard in my first attempt with the F350. Like, look how close I was. The reason is that I destroyed the other F350 in a terrible spot to start driving towards the ferry building. In my second attempt I was able to destroy the F350 much sooner, so I had no issues in beating the level this time. Easy green. With a double-decker bus, you need to destroy the F350 on the east side of the park, otherwise you don't have enough time to finish the level. Also, you need to take the right path for the final checkpoint, otherwise you won't be able to evade the cops. Going through the Embarcadero Center doesn't work with this vehicle, unfortunately. The best strategy for this vehicle is to destroy the F350 here. Move a bit north and take this road to go to the end. In this way, we avoid all the cops and we are able to finish this level in time. Alternatively, you can wait for the F350 to self-destroy, as shown with the Mustang GT, but that strategy relies a lot on luck, while this one does not. Tricky green to get, but still not very hard. It took me quite a lot of attempts to get this, only because I was trying to destroy the F350 very early on. But you don't need to do that. I got the fire truck first try with a self-destroying strategy. Nice. You cannot escape the cops through Embarcadero Center with a Freightliner, which means that we cannot go on the normal path for the chasing part. At first I was going for the self-destroying strategy, but as I said, this strategy relies on luck, so it should be used as a last resort. After getting trolled by the game, again, I was able to destroy the F-350 in a good spot. I got a sick flip, and I was able to win the race. Another green to the table. In my first attempt with the city bus, I immediately used the self-destroying strategy, and I got it. But then I thought that I was fast enough at the final stretch, but I wasn't, so I didn't evade the cops. In my second attempt, I destroyed the F-350 immediately. And I had enough time to collect the final checkpoint, but going through Embarcadero Center doesn't work. Since you cannot go through Embarcadero Center, I thought that you must use the self-destroying strategy to win the level. Luckily, in my third attempt, I got the strategy again, and I was able to finish the level in time. Overall, pretty easy green to get. Even though we can use the AI manipulation strategy, I still decided to use the smash strategy with the new Mini Cooper. My first attempt wasn't great, and I had to glitch the timer to not fail the level. I also decided to wake up a cop and use that to help me destroy the F-350, but it was still too slow. Luckily, not many attempts later, I got a very good hit. So I was able to win the level relatively quickly. Another green to the table. One vehicle missing, the Mini Classic. Also for this vehicle, I didn't use the AI manipulation strategy. This car is even lighter than the new Mini Cooper, so smashing isn't really effective. In my first finished run, it took me ages to destroy the F-350, like around 9 minutes, which is way too much, and I was even using the cop car as help. So my only hope was to crash into the F-350 and pushing it into a wall by a miracle. And that could be tricky to do. After a very close call, I was able to get a very good hit, and thanks to that, I was finally able to finish the level in time without using glitches. So we can add another green to the table. Bonus clip before finishing with this level. I just realized that I forgot to mention the London cab. Well, it's too late to change the script now, lol. Well, the run was done in speedruns, so easy green also here. Another level off the list.
Hooray!
I swear, I'm trying not to make every episode longer, I swear. Anyway, we have done 8 levels in this episode, no red cells and only 2 yellow ones. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy about this episode, even though it's very long. Let's hope the next Crash Course levels will be this gentle with us. Alright, I don't have anything else to say, so let's see you in the next episode. Bye.